I know it looks strange. I got my glasses outside, my sunglasses, but these hold to my face tighter than my glasses, so I had to put it like that. And there's no room for my sunglasses, for my glasses go under my sunglasses. So I'm traveling down the road, helping mom get to her appointments. Her van, my brothers uses to get to work. We're down here near Little Rock. I'm in my van. Forgot to make the bed. oh, make sure my sound is up. For some reason, trying to fix my sound cut my video off. So, as you can see, my face is still recuperating, but it's not as bad as it was. Um, I'm having trouble with my voice today. I'm not sure why. But want to notice when I go down in elevation, I feel like I got something here. I got to keep coughing to clear up my bronchioles. So I have to remember to tell the doctor that. We're at a Littlefield, which is an Exxon, oh not Exxon, at 66, just above Cersei, getting a little bit of food 'cause I forgot to eat this breakfast this morning, and it is around 11. Getting me some ice for the journey so I can drink my bottled Monster drink. I need the bottled ones because the metal ones cause me to have like a reaction, like tonsillitis. I feel my bronchos starting to clear up. Or like see tonsillitis or my adenoids will swell up. I get some uncomfortable feeling and I sometimes get sick if I'm drinking out of stuff that's like aluminum cans. Um, Sometimes I'm okay with the ones that you have to use the can openers to open, but the ones that you peel back, those are aluminum, and I usually have reactions to that if I expose myself too many times. When I was younger, my mouth used to swell up when I drank out of the cans, so I haven't had canned food since I was in middle school, early middle school, or junior high. And I just thought I would chat while I'm sitting here waiting for mom to go into the store to get some food for us to have on the way down. Also keep me awake. I did find out that I only produced a pint of blood in a whole month, and they're working me with the hematologist slash oncologist to get my blood count back up to the proper place. They've already checked me for cancer. There's no cancer. Um, they'll probably check my bones to find out why I'm not producing enough. I used to produce too many platelets, so I would clot because I would clot very rapidly. If I got cut, it wouldn't bleed. It would just seal itself over. Now that I'm having whatever issue this is that you can see on my face and everything else, it seems like my blood's thinner. They thought at first it was antibiotics that was making my blood thinner, because they would put me on antibiotics. They didn't know what's wrong with me. But I haven't had antibiotics in my system for over 6 months. Well, they put me on a short dosage for 7 days because I had a weird swelling on my leg and there was no cut. They couldn't figure out why, so they just gave me an antibiotic just to make sure there wasn't an infection internally, and it went away. They made sure it was a clot. They said it's too close to the surface to be a clot, which I don't know. I think capillaries could clot, but they won't. They wouldn't be dangerous. So they said whatever it is, even if it was like a spot where some of the small capillaries um, clotted over, it wouldn't have been dangerous. But my blood's too thin for it to be clot. At least that's what they say. And they checked the blood samples to make sure there was no evidence of thickening of the blood. I don't have any diabetes, so any problem with my limbs has nothing to do with my sugar. I've got a low level hypertension, which I can sometimes manage by how well I eat, keeping sodium down, and making sure I'm hydrated. Even if you keep low sodium and you're not hydrated, you will have high blood pressure symptoms. If you're well hydrated, your blood pressure symptoms go down. But you also have to make sure what you're hydrating with. Water is always the key to cleansing and keeping your body, um, we call it leveled. We are There's a lot of water in us. It's almost like the earth. Like the earth is 70% water and 30% land, I believe that's what it was. It's a lot of water in earth. So we're like earth. We have to keep fluids in us, and we have to make sure that most of it's clear fluids to keep our body clean and our kidneys clean. Um, Sometimes I use the carbonated waters that don't have sugar in it, like they don't have aspartame in it or other equal type stuff. If it's not natural sugars, try to avoid it. High fructose corn syrup, especially because my ex, he was diabetic. When he had something with high fructose corn syrup, his blood sugar would go through the roof. It could be a little bit of peanut butter. It didn't matter. His blood sugar would go from 100 something, 200, low 200s up to 300, almost 400 or into the 400s. If he didn't take his insulin right away, it would keep climbing. So we found out how to manage his sugar a little bit better by avoiding high fructose corn syrup. It's probably why I don't have any issues because I was adamant about staying away from unnatural sugars even when I was young. I didn't have sodas and stuff. I couldn't stand having a bunch of sodas. Sometimes I had them like celebrations, like if you don't really drink beer and you only drink alcohol for celebrations. I had soda like that. Um, since I've been with him, I have soda more often, but it's like 1 or 2 times a month. I'm starting to get myself off of it again. It's usually when my stomach is bothering me. And that's another thing I remember to do is call for an appointment for my stomach for them to check my stomach. The lower GI, they said there's no major problems. Everything looks like there's no. They said it had pseudo polyps, which means that there has been some damage, but it's not on the level where you're gonna have to worry about it. And my upper GI, they need to check that because even the rheumatologist and hematologist and my doctor says that I'm not absorbing enough of the vitamins you should get out of your food naturally. So that's the next step. Other than eating high iron foods, in my case, I was told to stay away from chicken and eat more red meats. So I have to make sure when I do eat more red meats that they're cooked just right. I'm not going to have mine bleeding because I can't stand that. I can't handle rare hardly, at all. And so if I get something like medium, well done, I can eat it that way. I'll even eat well done, but I won't eat medium rare if I don't have to. I try to avoid it. I'll eat medium, um, medium rare if I don't have to. I'll avoid it, but I'll eat medium. Um, I think it's medium done. Medium well done or something like that, where it's soft and there's no pink in the meat. Then you have well done, which usually you gotta chew your food. You really gotta chew your food. Um, so I'm probably on the same health focus as most of the RV van life community because in order to travel, you have to be healthier than you were before you began. I have cramps in my neck. Sometimes my neck stiffens up, but as long as I have my muscle relaxer, I can get through the day. I have the same thing with my hands and stuff will just lock into place, and I have to use my other hand to pull my hand it back to the fingers straight, and my foot will do the same thing. Like if I'm using it trying to drive too much, and I let my leg get fatigued, my foot will start to spasm, and then it will lock into position, and I will have to lay my seat back and lay with my back as straight as possible until it subsides. It usually takes 30 minutes for it to stop. And in that time it's like it wears you out, like the pain wears you out. So then I usually turn into a nap for 45 minutes after that happens, and then I can continue. If I don't overdo it, then I don't have that problem. I don't have to stop. Um, so I make sure to keep all the I trying to be more active, and I'm trying to make sure that the activity. If I start feeling a slight strain in my muscles, I stop. I don't push it because with whatever I have, it turns into bunched muscles, and that causes me to spend more time trying to undo the muscle knots or the shaking and spasming than it does if I just take my time and not push it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the Bun ride. This is the first time my van is getting to make a full, was it 92.5 mile trip one way and then back up. We stopped at Firestone in one of the small towns to make sure that the oil was good because it's an old vehicle. They tend to burn oil. Um, Other than my unmade van, you can kind of see the roof up there. There would be storage up there. Somebody took a speaker out. I guess they're fixing it. I don't know why they did that, but I'll have that looked into by somebody. Hopefully, somebody in our community, someone I could trust, and see about getting that, you know, where it looks good. That in the middle is lights in it. It looks like a skylight. I don't know if it was originally, but it's got lights in it. I have to figure out which one of these switches up here. Let's see if I can show it. Which one of the switches up there um, will turn on that middle thing. It's got something that says map lights and indirect lighting, fog lights, rear radio. I don't know. Somebody said your CB used to be up there and they took it out, but I might get it replaced with something. I'll figure it out at some point. Um, my cup holders. I already showed you my foxtail um, keychain. This is one of the things that the guy that bought this sold this to me left. He said that's an actual real foxtail from Alaska. He used to travel all over. This is, I don't know if I got it aim right. This is one of the rocks that he had. He collect pretty rocks like that, like really pretty rocks. Um, he had some aquamarine um, rocks from a volcano. He had some, they call it rose quartz and stuff. I really wanted to buy, but I might see him at some point. I don't worry about it. Um, if he's traveling, most likely we'll bump into each other. Um, and he's an older gentleman, just kind of like you when you make a friendship and you try to. It could be a really good friendship, so you try to keep up with the person. Sort of like how we do it, Fox Sandy and some of our other community people, because he could end up in the community. You never know. Um, so my backpack can keep all my. It's got a lock. It's got lock zippers on it. I might show close up at some point. And that's my toilet. I don't know if I got a good view of it because I can't really see. I had the camera facing me, so I'm not really aiming the camera right. Hopefully, my sound's loud enough. But I'm going to cut it here. It's been 12 minutes already. 12 minutes talking. Once you get talking, you get used to talking, you start doing better. So I'm kind of like, just kind of like my practice thing where I could eventually do lives. You can see my face looks healthier. It's got scars on it. These scars will fade away after a while, which I'm working on getting stuff that's going to help the scars go away. Because it's almost like freckling. I'm not sure if it's freckling. We had to be somewhere. Food's here. Gotta go. I waited for the fish.